Alright, the live stream should be starting soon. Please give a moment to make sure everything's set up. Just go in. Twitter is going. YouTube's. Okay, YouTube's good to go. Twitch is going. It looks like Rumble's going good. Please give me another moment to check my other computer. Yep, I think everything's going good. Oh, I tried to install a map pack somebody sent me to play these Caravel replays, but I simply can't install them. I tried installing it, putting the documents into the app data as well as into the program folder, but I don't know. Maybe this is meant for, well, the directions were also meant for like XP and Vista. That's not even Windows 7, let alone Windows 10. There has to be some way I must be missing. Tried following this path, but I can find data. Maps, I tried manually creating those. I haven't tried entering in the internal line there, so maybe that will change something. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. And you know, we'll just start with one Caravel, switch back and forth. I had one person sending me a whole mess of replays. So let's go and start with one of them now. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Relic 3 replay. Small on the right side as the red allies, we have Prince. Spawn what's usually that player's ally, we have the yellow ally player, Dotboy 1993. On top left side as the magenta Soviets, we have V156825, I guess, and Spawn likely what his ally is as the orange empire. We have Besti Ka Taz Pantro. And spawn on the bottom left side as the blue Soviets, we have Black Spark, and spawn as usually his ally, we have the green Soviet Babyface Boretti. And yellow has placed a power plant next to red, so I think I did guess correctly. We now have a couple bears coming down south. They're trying to chase the doggo. And the dog does fail. The bear does roar in his face and will swipe his face. We got a lot of magenta bears here. Yellow is abandoning this area. He did pull out a fast airfield there. We got fast airfield yellow into a re-establishing space into the sea. His teammate, he's going to support his teammate with these Vindicators. Very, very good. Got some conscripts here. Dogs went out that engagement there. Does take out the combat engineer. Very, very nice. And we do have a mutual trade there. No, we do not see a mutual trade on the dogs. So it looks like red has held in the center part of the map. Yellow's now expanding out to this expansion. Needs the immediate multi-gun turret just to be safe. May just want to keep it queued up and not necessarily deploy it. Magenta now has a crusher crane next to his teammates' refinery. Very nice. Now it gives it repairs, but also as a backup production line. Multi-gun. Oh, that's where he put the multi-gun turret there. Green's now seeing some aggression from the allied player. Orcock does now see quite an abuse there. Both focus on the conscript as well. Very, very good aggression. He may be a bit low in credits on to getting expansion out. I wonder. It appears to be traditional 10,000 credit start. Nothing too crazy because I remember having one time where players just start like 4 million credits. Green has some trying to expand or push forward with some aggression here. His MCV's right there. Got the Naval Yard, Tesla Coral going on up. His airfield's in a safe location. Oh wait, no, that's blue. Blue is eyeing to. Okay, that's a blue Tesla Coral and blue Naval Yard. And got multi-gun turret to put up a yellow or red to support out his teammate. Very, very nice. Cancel the Naval Yard there. He needs to focus on that Tesla. Nope, I think the Tesla Coral may actually got canceled there, not destroyed. And the Vindicators may just throw some bombs there onto that MCV. Red's got Yellow's back, and Yellow got Red's back. Very, very good. And Orange is starting to camp this airfield. He could deploy out either player should deploy out a multi-gun turret here. Maybe sell off some of these wall segments, but multi-gun turret right there. Yellow has a multi-gun turret there. Apollo received a bit of damage there, and the Prospector can get repaired up by the airfield when it is outside the repair radius. You got a good number of conscripts advancing on forward. He may want to pull out a multi-gun turret here, or his teammate. Multi-gun deployed out by his teammate. And I do have a Tesla coil being deployed out by Purple. Magenta deployed out a Tesla coil there. This Prospector gets back to the airfield. Yellow and Red are now getting overwhelmed by multiple players. And now he's retasked. Does lose the Prospector there. Apollo's one does go down. There's just simply too many Jet Tengus. He does bring out these laser lock javelins. Sending the airfield. He will get the laser lock off. He has some retarget for his javelin troopers. They should be in range. Saves the airfield. But he, of course, has abandoned the airfield. Now Magenta's designed to expand over here. There's a construction yard here. Yellow has a full expansion. His teammate does have a multi-gun turret in this region. And now got the conscripts, or not conscripts, peacekeepers trying to hit the construction yard. Laser lock on there. Laser locking down this Tesla coil. And now got massive Mega Tengu, Jet Tengu. Lose all this infantry. Both expansions I think have been sold off there. Magenta's now pushing way down south. Yellow is not in a good position right now. You have a barracks here. And there goes that airfield. Got a barracks being pulled out. Magenta and blue are just expanding up north. Orange want to see some aggression, so you may be forced to fall back to respond to it. Twin Blades now advancing forward, gunning down some of these flak troopers. Very, very nice. Yellow even pulled out some wall segments before he left there. Very nice. Got some boot camp, or a boot camp here. He does wild javelin troop there. Does mass transform away. Got a multi-gunner turret now pulled on the field. Red still has expansion here, but is not currently collecting. This one is collecting, and he does have an oil derrick. And this expansion up and going as well. Yellow has claimed this expansion point. Or base point. And that is a lot of wall segments there. Do not have Oracle that are being received some hits there. And notice here, Blue brought out a wall segment there, which actually could help out the player in that position to quickly build up wall sectors, since it's more likely to receive aggression than the back player. And now that Oracle does go down. And now there's a fire not going down, but it's receiving some laser locks at Tesla coil. Didn't need to throw those bombs there. Does lose the refinery, however. Satellites now raining on in. Yellow does have a power plant up here, and now Orange has backed off and is trying to deal with Blues and Green's aggression. Orange only has the 2 refineries at the moment. Does have this oil derrick here. Does get a nice transform on these forces. Does take out all of Blue's infantry there. Down south. Magenta's being forced on back, receiving some bombing hits. Magenta does have the entire central part of the map secured up, barring this expansion point here. We've got some Striker VXs here. But hit Blue's MCV. Does transform the Mecha Tengus. This MCV will likely go on down. Does take out that Tesla coil there, and Blue's MCV has been destroyed. He does have a Crusher Crane, and does have now a War Factory being built on field. He may be eyeing for another MCV. Magenta's trying to go for some flak troopers. Got multiple Tesla coils here. They need some flak towers as well. And Yellow has cleaned up the sea. He does have 2 expansions at the moment, so maybe he should eye reclaiming then. His infantry's going down. Seem to bring a bomber run there. Very nice. Orange is now advancing on forward. Will not be able to deal with these strike Target VXs there because with the Megs, because they just transform the ground and start shooting up at them. Slowly clean up these wall segments, very nice. Dolphins moving around, Yellow's trying to re-expand out the sea. You can share the sea bounty with his teammate can perhaps expand out there. Got a bit of flak fire on these Mecha Tengus, or Jet Tengus. Red's now expanding over there. And I just realized something. Blue and green has really made the way over here. How did they make the way over there? That was pretty well secured by purple. Was there some engineer caps? There may have been some engineer caps here. Oh, now he's trying to siege down this super reactor. He's going to lose everything here. I think he's going to sack these guys. Got a cash bounty there. Trimblade's trying to deal with it. Explosion goes off and Volatile. Take out the MiGs as well. Now he's trying to use honorable discharge. That will aid him out. And does self off super reactor there. And now a bit of flak fire there. Takes out a couple of them. And the MiGs do pursue, getting some good damage there, pursuing some of these heroic ones. And passing off a bit of efficiency as well. All of them have been shot down. Green's expansion here has been destroyed. And sells off some of these wall segments there to crush that ore collector. Green has expansion here and here, as well as here. So Green has plenty of economy, does have a crusher crane, and there's his MCV. Oil Derek's starting to go on down. Has now gone down. Satellite's now raining on in. Gains good damage onto Orange expansion. And Yellow's now eyeing for the expansion as well. Javelin Shoot's going to take time to clean up all those wall segments. Orange still has a sizable air force. Magenta's still in a good position on the map. Orange still in a good position as well. His teammates building out a battle lab there. Got some flak troops being put on field. He may just want to transform. Yep, transforms there and can start cleaning out this infrastructure. There goes the barracks. You can send out the Mecha Tengus to deal with the flak tower. Or maybe the Tesla coil first. Decides to just transform the Striker VXs so they don't want an anti-aircraft fire. And now they had this ore finder going up. Got splashed up a little bit. Tesla coil back online. And Blue Sign gets some wall segments around as well. Block tower now being focused down. And that should keep it nice and safe. Magenta's now advancing with some twin blades. Block tower still knocked down. Gotta be careful not to actually walk into its radius. And that was transformed as well. Now able to get some good damage from the fire support there from the Striker VXs. And all that does go down. Striker VXs taking out this garrison. Does take out the garrison there. Conscript quickly goes down as well. Our helicopter's not being blown on the field. We may see some. Wait, that's Magenta's conscripts, not red or yellows. A little bit poor bomb splits there, a lot of overkill. Tesseract Strike does come forward. The Prospector hasn't pulled back out. We'll get a nice volley onto it. So Motor Gunner IP is not being pulled on field. We'll get melted a little bit there. B4's rockets. Does get a good hit down the Soul Destroyer. Soul Destroyer can turn on Black Hole armor, reduces damage received. Power Shot will go on field. Vindicators do take out those bullfrogs. And over here, Orange now advancing forward with good number of Striker VXs and Jet Tengus. Oops. And right now, that Prospector may go down, trying to run away. And Power Plant will go down as well. That may put Yellow into low power. Does put Yellow into low power. There's some hydrofoils here, and the V4 connects with the Assault Destroyer. Both of the V4s are currently frozen, so need a bit of damage onto them. And Hydrofoils getting some good damage there. Of course, the V4s can clear out those Hydrofoils. And blue has a massive amount of units there picked on up. Drops them off on the front line. Does get some good flak fire there, taking out those some of those jet Tengus. Megs in pursuit. Megs getting some good splash damage there, but the Megs are being focused down. Bullfrogs here. Heroic Meg does go down. His teammates Megs advance forward. He does have 2 airfields worth of Megs. Striking VXs do transform there. That Twin Blade will go down. Yell's now advance forward of Hydrofoil. Not sure if there's anything low in the back. Karakop's advancing forward. There's too many units in Sarah, too much flak fire for those V4s advance forward. Hydrofoils. That Riptide was really one to be dead up here. Oh, Engineer does capture the oil derrick. Very nice. Green has an engineer on the field designed for this oil derrick. He could try to grab himself a Empire naval yard. Finally starting going down. Cryo Blast not being pulled on the field. No response there. Oh, even get some of these Bullfrogs. Another Cryo Blast being pulled on the field. We'll get some more of these units here. Cryocopters push way forward. Vindicators. And maybe going to just to fall back now. There's a bit too much flak fire there, but does take on the V4s. That's the critical part. Getting the Bullfrogs just icing the cake. But does go ahead and get out some... Oh, and EMPs hit that Riptide there. His own Riptide, so that's his own fault. Takes out that other V4, very nice. And now these Cryocopters will fall back in time. Up north, if you got these Twin Blades face forward, we'll find some of these Wave Force artillery. And we'll take that and destroy out the bridge there, which may isolate Orange. Got a large number of Wave Force artillery there. This game, it has way too many seizure-inducing items. I just see that and I just think seizure-inducing. Do now have the Leech Beam coming out on the aircraft carrier, getting some good damage there, nice EMP effect. Over here, do you have the Wave Force artillery starting to be leached down, which may have granted the Wave Force artillery piece. Though they'll get hit significantly themselves. Does get himself a Wave Force artillery piece. He's starting to, and gets chopped there. Trying to overrun, and that Wave Force artillery does get some good collateral. Bullfrogs getting some good damage on those sorties. Striker VXs get some good damage there on those Twin Blades. And now we do have a Final Squadron and satellites being brought in. No, Final Squadron over here. Satellites being brought in over here. Does get some good hits there, wasn't paying attention. Final Squadron charging on forward. We'll get some minor damage there. Flak Tower still up and going. One mag mine has been thrown. They're not fanatics. Then you get a mag mine there. Wave Force artillery gains some damage. Apparently didn't collateral the Flak Tower. We got multiple Tesla cores going up. There is no anti-ground right here. Does gun that one down. And takes out that MCV. Does intercept some of these reinforcements there. A lot of machine gun fire. Red's not advancing forward. Does go ahead and start bombing Magenta. Orange and Magenta are not doing all too well. And there goes the Mecha Bay. It is at least a 2 or 3 Mecha Bay. You may get out one more thing. I think it was a Mecha Tengu. Now eyeing for the construction yard. Sentry bomb is now being brought up by Yellow. Get a good bomb run there on the Green's assets. We got a good number of aircraft carriers blown up by Yellow as well. MiGs do take out all lords on these twin blades. Fresh Bullfrog comes down now, gets some good damage on the MiGs. They were pretty damaged. And Orange construction yard has been destroyed. Orange, what does he have left? Magenta doesn't have much left. Orange, I don't believe Orange has anything left at the moment. Green has captured that naval yard, but does get destroyed. Yeah, Orange may just want to back out the... One of these players need to back out of the game, get their assets to the other player. Because Orange has economy, Magenta does have economy. Orange simply does not have any production structure at the moment, so he needs to perhaps just back off and give his assets to his teammate. Or the Soviet player can back out the game, give all of his assets to his teammate. So, though I suppose Orange can still micro around the Striker VXs. Now there's 2 less Striker VXs. Yellow's naval force advancing forward, able to get some bomb sorties onto these Soviet infrastructure. We'll take up the war factor, no problem there. Currently, 3 aircraft carriers, the exact number to destroy a war factor, assuming they all have some veterancy. Airfields, however, go down much quicker. Got some least beams now on the aircraft carriers. May throw an EMP missiles there so you can go and take those out. Well, the aircraft carrier is now fully heroic. His teammate also bringing some Apollos there. None of those EMP missiles connect. And it looks like these multi-gunner IFVs will go down as well. Let's get a number of them shrunken down. You should not be able to crush them, but it'll be pretty hard for them to get hit. I think those Striker the VXs from Orange does go down. Orange should really back out of the game at this moment in time. Oh, no, don't sell off. Give your assets to your teammate by backing out of the game. And that didn't pass off any money to his teammate. You got to just quit the game if you want to give your teammate everything. Ooh, good destroyer strike there. Melted some of the infantry there. The Orca does also crush another Peacekeeper. You know how the cool subs forward gains good damage there. Takes out this Soul Destroyer. Got these Bullfrogs, main supports well, taking out all the aircraft. Dolphins do go down to the cool subs. And these cool subs will take out these aircraft carriers, no problem. Trying to bomb down some of these are cooler subs. There's some hydrofoils here for the weapon jammer there. Bullfrog still being a bit of a problem, but the Riptide should take him out. And Bullfrog does go down, and it looks like this a cool sub does get frozen. Hydrofoils trying to get some damage there. Hydrofoils have a good anti-aircraft weapon, but they can only do so much before they just simply get overwhelmed. They've been overwhelmed. There's no Apollos left in that region. I think that's another fresh Apollo push way forward, trying to save his teammates' aircraft carriers. And he does save the heroic aircraft carrier, and that can self-repair. Do now have a Apocalypse tank here, trying to crush that command post, but does get hit by a Spectrum tower. Don't worry, it's on the Spectrum. Does take out whatever that hammer tank there. Does lose the aircraft carrier. Now the Apollo's coming forward to get some good damage onto these twin blades. So the Apocalypse tank does go down to the multi-gunner turret. Does get a nice sentry bomber run there, though that sentry bomber's almost down. Escapes out of there with basically no health remaining. Let it dock, let it get repairs. You got the magnetic singularity right there, combined with a maxed out Desolate Airstrike. Look at that damage. And hope there's a massive cash bounty there as well. What was it, 2,000 credits? Magenta's holding on the game. He is going to have it's a 2v2v1. Cool subs, gains some good damage on the Assault Destroyer. These Hydrophone needs to be on the Weapon Jammer. But they quickly go down. One of the cool subs have been destroyed. EMP missile fired, Ultra Torpedoes coming on in. Does not get a hit there on that cool sub. And now there's the Weapon Jammers there. Sentry Bombs pushing way forward. Don't use Sentry Bombers to take on cool subs in the middle of your base. That's a good way to blow up your own infrastructure. Oh, Red has a Chronosphere and a Proton Collider. Looks like Green and Blue are in to rebuild in the sector. A lot of Flak Troopers here. Sentry Bombers advancing forward. One's fully heroic, the other one's just veteran. Magmines coming on forward, taking out some of these power plants there. The cell one of them off there, get his cons or Peacekeeper out of there. Yellow has a lot of power here. He may be eyeing for his own Proton Collider and or Chronosphere. Eggs are getting repaired on up. Looks like it does have ammo. It's not being burnt up. Magenta is still has an MCV, has a War Factory. Proton Collider now available. Yellow's now pulled out Chronosphere. That Peacekeeper does go down. Doggos do bite that conscript. Magenta is trying to scrounge up some cash. This one appears to be depleted. This one has 1,250 credits remaining. Magenta Space is getting hit significantly by these bombing runs. Trying to go for a Tesla Coil here. This bridge is destroyed as well. Going for a Tesla Coil and Tesla Coil. And that is a airfield? War Factory. Could use a crusher crane there to crush those ore collectors. Destroys that MCV there with the Sentry Bombers. They may want to hit. Magenta's pretty well gutted. Maybe going to use the Proton Collider onto Green and Blue. Of course, Fog of War is a thing. Magenta may be eyeing for another MCV. Those condoms depleted and likely his multi-gunner IFVs will finish them off. Chronosphere is now available. That garrison gets cleared out. Maybe it's a good idea from the allied players to go for a recon sweep ability. That's a lot of Flak Troopers. If you carpet bomb your Sentry Bombers just right, you can probably carpet bomb them. They'll probably go down, however. Yep, Magenta's gonna get knocked the game real soon. Just have to be very, very careful about that super reactor. Oh, the Proton Collider has been cast. I think it may have been right there. No. There goes the Super Reactor. Not sure where the Proton Collider was actually casted. Sorry, missed that. Red's Chronosphere is available, but I see a lot of green Air Forces. Cryo again now being cast in right there. There's a lot of cryo ability right here. And we'll quickly aid in freezing that down. Does go and shrink down that bullfrog there. Large number of MiGs here. Does shoot down the Apollos. Blue's been gutted quite a bit. We do not have an Tanya deployed on the field inside the heroic Sentry Bomber. More Apollos are advancing forward, focusing on the MiGs. Very nice, but 3 of these MiGs are fully heroic. All the Apollos have been shot down. Green has a massive air force. Dogs do get gunned down. Sentry Bomber has dropped off Tanya right here. And she gets inside the MCV. The Tanya is now fully heroic. Green's Air Force is advancing forward. They need more anti-aircraft. That is plenty of anti-aircraft there. His teammate also has a Soldier Destroyer to aid them. A number of those twin blades do go down. That's a very technical group base. Blue may be eyeing for another MCV right there. Blue does have a good number of expansions out on the field as well. He also has a pretty sizable navy still. Oh, got the combined shot there from the Spectrum Tower. Very nice. Red's going to be cleaving through the south left base now. And the Sentry Bombers are still just destroying infrastructure. Wait, how are some of these guys actually hitting that ore refinery? They're actually shooting through these walls. They shouldn't be able to do that. Oh wait, are these walls not fully built? Some of these walls may not actually be fully built right here, I guess. Or, wait, or they're just driving through it? I'm not so sure. Meg's getting some good shots down the Red's air forces. Green still has a significant number of twin blades in the air, as well as a good number of MiGs for escort. Now we'll be able to deal with all these cryocopters in no time. That heroic MiG does go down. Blue's replacement MCV is almost on the field. What does Green have? Green only has some airfields. Does Green not have an MCV? Does have a boot camp there. Green does not have an MCV, nor any way to replace one. Nope, there's a Navy Yard. He can replace his. Red's facing forward with a Tanya now. Cryo again has been deployed on the field. And we've got also Time Bomb being put on the field as well. Not really needed. Tanya should not be next to Time Bomb. Tanya does go down. I think she was also inside of the super reactor. Never seen that combination before. Apparently you can kill Tanya inside of the building with a Time Bomb. Oh no, there's Tanya there. It may be bugged out. I honestly have no idea. I could have sworn I heard Tanya. Does activate the time belt there. I have no idea. Green has lost a significant number of his twin blades. Green's now advancing down south of his air forces. There's still a good number of fully heroic multi-gunner IFVs here to pick up Tanya. Over here, still got some cool subs engaging. Soldier Destroyer does single one. The other one's getting some good damage on in. An aircraft carrier gains some good volleys there. And the Assault Destroyer will be repaired up by the Naval Yard. Tanya's loaded up inside this multi-gunner IFV. And Green has a Crusher Crane there. It does do last minute cells there, very nice. It does time belt out of there. Multi-gunner IFVs gains good damage there on the twin blades. Now getting distracted by the MiGs is actually not good for red. It's down to 1. Tanya's right there. Tanya should just run over the right. And Proton Collider is almost available. Tanya may go down, but at least she will get some good spotting over here. And there is the Proton Collider now. Tanya does get inside, but Tanya does go down to the Proton Collider. Large number of these ore collectors are getting picked off. Some Athena cannon here, but I think green and blue have lost the game. Blue does have an MCV error. Green should just back out of the game, give all remaining money infrastructure to his teammate. Or maybe vice versa. Let's go these Athena cannons. There goes Super Rector. Athena cannon does go down. There's also some naval expansion down here for green. EMP missile does connect on blue's MCV. He's trying to go for a crush crate to crush these ore collectors. But it does go down there. Blue's completely out of the game. Green has nothing. And this is the last of green's infrastructure now. Low on power, not building anything. Wait, holy crap. He still has 28,000 credits. Yeah, he should have rebuilt this MCV a long time ago. You should never really have more than like 5,000 credits. Even then, you should have still below 1,000. If you have credits, spend them. And green does back the game now. This is Angry saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Perfect. A good amount of units there, right? Well, with that done, now let's switch to another replay, and we'll just go back and forth the caravels. Okay. Greetings, everyone, and Great here for another company. Oh wait, I actually believe I did this one here, and this one ended in Sync Air. My bad. I forgot to delete that one. Let's do this one. Greetings, everyone, and Great here for another Road 3 replay. Spawn on top left side as the Magenta allies. We have nickname. Spawn as his likely as red ally. We have Grandpa. Spawn on the right side as the blue Soviet who chose random, never cheese. And spawn on the top right side as the green allies. We have General. Of course, we got a boot camp here. Excuse me. We do have a boot camp over here. Deploy on some doggos. We got the bear. Oh, right there. And we got these doggos now advancing down to secure up this oil derrick. Engineer does inside the that building there because he did not have any escort. And does get the magenta dog there stunned and does clean him up. Now the engineer can evacuate the building and throw himself in the oil derrick and be lost in the process. Green does get the good bark there and will get the free kill. Over here, we've got the dogs and bears now engaging. Bear does get a good roar there. Dog gets a good roar. Conscripts advancing forward. Peacekeeper shooting up the bear. Does get a kill there. Good roars there, taking out both, locking down both those peacekeepers. Killing them both. Bear is now advancing forward. Does use some shields there. Conscripts need to throw out their Molotovs there. Molotovs do one-shot shielded peacekeepers. Of course, they have not good tracking. Some of these bears aren't going down. In order to help prevent you from missing those Molotovs, you just have to get to very close range. Basically, pour the bottle of petrol on their neck. Sickle could jump in and hit those peacekeepers. Green has a good line of peacekeepers here. Magenta has this nice little garrison there. room for one person. Sickle now moving around, getting some damage there on these peacekeepers. Sickle moving around, got these bears moving around as well. It looks like these peacekeepers will take out these conscripts. Magenta has bought on airfield as his teammate's base. Sickle harassing this prospector. I suppose even walled up. Though against Sickles, they can go with the walls there. Very poorly timed fleet jump there, but the Terror Drone surprise came out and started eating the prospector. The Terror Drone's still alive and will escape out to sea. Very, very nice. There are walls around this prospector. Blue does have this garrison. This game is getting a little bit messy. Blue's doing a good job of harassing up north. Green's just sort of sitting back up here. And looks like conscripts are focused on these peacekeepers. Very good. Not hitting the other one. Does get out of the force of the garrison. And those conscripts do get gunned down. We got these sickles getting pawned by the Vindicators. And this prospector will get infected by that terror drone that killed off the previous prospector. And destroys his own prospector there and kills off the terror drone. Garrison will be cleaned out. Garrison will be cleaned out once again. Magenta has built out a ore refinery in the central expansion node. So is red, so is blue, so is green. So it looks like Magenta is just late to the party. Terror drone was not successful getting the infect there. Multigun turret was on point. Multigun turret could receive a laser lock there from this javelin troop. Bullfrogs there. We got these Magenta Vindicators pushing forward. Wait, they seem pretty low in health. Are they burning up? Nope, they're just really wounded. They do have an airfield to land in. Just taking a really long way home just so they can stay alive. Just a couple more holes for the crews to patch up the ground. Nothing important. They didn't need that aileron. Bullfrogs do take out one of these Vindicators. The other one will escape on out of there. It looks like another terror drone may have went down there. Up north, do have Magenta advancing forward, but Green has a big line of peacekeepers here. As well as a multigun turret here for defense. Riptide does go down. Another multigun turret there. And now with the Assault Destroyer out, Green will start making his advance. Green has been very passive the entire game. Blue's been very aggressive. And overall, they've been successful at doing both of that. Multigun turret will go down. The boot camp will go down as well. Unable to plow any doggos. Probably too many peacekeepers in the region for pulling out dogs either way. Green should be able to steamroll there. Riptide throwing some chip shots, but the black hole armor is absorbing them all. And we've got the MCV here. Assault Destroyer can't be crushed by the MCV. Got a massive dog bark there. More dogs being pulled up on Magenta. That dog, both those dogs get crushed by the Assault Destroyer. Magenta's MCV see quite a bit of damage there. Going to crush a large number of infantry there. What a great dog bark there. Green's now going to be trying to run away. The Peacekeeper may go down. Assault Destroyer is now advancing on the land. This Peacekeeper should be able to kill off those Javelin troops there, but they do get crushed by the Assault Destroyers. Trying to laser lock down the seaport. Down south, we've got a good number of Bullfrogs, Hammer Tanks. Sorry, I missed the engagement. Sickle getting some good harassment here. Does get the Prospector. Navy-Yard does go down. Salt Destroyer is still advancing onto the land. And maybe I have some crushes here. He's trying to fortify the ground there to get the Black Hole Armor to absorb all those missiles, and is successful. More Assault Destroyers advancing out to sea, trying to pursue Magenta's MCV, which is probably a good idea. Magenta's MCV is down. I don't think he could deploy that. I think the Assault Destroyer's in the way. Does receive a pretty sizable bomb run there. Does activate Black Hole Armor, healthier one. And the multi-gunner missiles are orbiting around the Assault Destroyer. Takes out that multi-gun turret there, and we'll take out one of these repairs. Assault Destroyers have gone down. Red and Magenta still has a significant force on the field. Magenta... Wait. There's no armor facility, there's no naval yard. He does have an airfield. He needs to pull out Prospector over here in order so we can get out some cryocopters. His economy is minimal, has 3 refineries, so we can go for mass cryocopter and whatever he can fit on the airfield. His teammate could pull out airfields as well. He should be able to garrison his teammate's airfield so he can get out more aircraft as another possibility. But right now, Magenta's pretty dead in the water. It's also the refinery there. You know how looks like satellites are running on in? Gives a good damage there. Power shot does freeze a couple of the hammer tanks as well as a bullfrog. We've now got Apocalypse tanks on field. Bears advancing forward. No roars there, however. Apocalypse tanks make his advance, trying to crush some infantry. The hammer tanks are getting crushed by the assault destroyer. The Soviet backline or front line has disintegrated. There's still a lot of assault destroyers here, as well as some Athenacans. Apocalypse tanks are getting focused on by various forces. And we'll be going down there. Bears advancing forward, getting gunned down individually. We do now have the super reactor going down as well. Super reactor has destroys out the assault destroyer, which was infected. Apocalypse tanks now are seeing some more Athena cannon shots there. And oh, we do have looks like Dreadnought that went down there. The other Dreadnought is getting some hits there on these other forces. Apocalypse tanks has gone down. There's maybe another Apocalypse tanks there. Dreadnought finds a massive volley down the Athena cannon, taking it out on the heroic one. The Mega, yeah, it does get veterancy on the Dreadnought. You now have an aircraft carrier deployed right there. Does take out that. Let's see, green. I haven't seen much more aggression for green. Is green dead in the water? Wait. What does green even have? Green may be dead in the water. He may only have a boot camp remaining. Ooh. So magenta and green are both equally dead, and all of them come down to primarily the actions of red versus blue. Red doesn't have a naval yard either, or an MCV. Is it just blue just has an MCV? Blue has an MCV, naval yard, and a crusher crane. Oh boy. This game's getting messy real quick, isn't it? Let's take a quick look at each player. I want to fast forward. Let's see, this is Magenta. Magenta has only airfield and has 10,000 credits, needs to deploy out. He does have a command hub here. Wait, that may be actually red. This may actually be red. The green player has a large number of credits, only has a boot camp, could go for Mass Spy of heightened clearance. This is the other allied player who
Let's run some field tests.
is deploying a whole bunch of cryocops, going to have plenty of income. More satellites running on in, and the Soviet player has 2,000 credits. He has infrastructure to spend on. Red's now base support of big wave infantry. These Athena cannons. He doesn't have a war factor anymore, so that means they're irreplaceable. Ordak does go down. Green's now advanced forward, trying to hit Magenta's items. He still has an airfield. Even if he does lose an entire base up north, he has enough credits for the rest of the game. Likely. Probably not. Bears do get some good roars off there. They're trying to stop these forces, but they are getting overran. Green right now just need to prepare a massive defense. Perhaps just mass peacekeepers to break through this area. Can also eye for some spies, as I mentioned beforehand. His opponent doesn't have any barracks, does he? That means spies will be very effective with the bribes. He does have a command hub here. I only see tier 1 at the moment. He really should eye getting out some spies. Ooh, Desolator Trek comes forward. A couple of units do get melted there. We do have some dreadnoughts providing some shore bombardment. So a handful of assault destroyers out on land. Does crush down some of this stuff. Does try to go for another DVR there. Does lose the pressure crane there. Looks like he lost a bit of everything. The cryocopters and the Athena cannons just ripping apart. Blue still has a cool sub of the field. I don't think he has an MCV anymore. Yeah. Green's now advancing south. Magenta's, all of his infrastructure has been gutted up here. There's nothing there that would stop a annihilation victory. Cryocopters push away forward. Blue has a cool sub here. And that's it. Blue could back out the game, give all his credits to his teammate. Then again, that teammate has already plenty of credits for the rest of the game. Good bomb runs there onto that assault destroyer. Does get inside of the garrison there. Does get the garrison frozen, however. Javelin troops push away forward. He has a good number of javelin troops in this area. He's starting to get a lot of free peacekeeper kills here. Shatters that garrison. I think he lost all of this infantry a little bit foolishly. There's so many cryocopters for him to deal with. It's gonna be very difficult to deal with all those cryocopters since they're very effective versus infantry. And green's... Oh, looks like blue despite the game, giving all of his infrastructure to green. I still believe he should get out spies. A couple spies could be very useful. I think. Maybe a couple spies could be useful bribing the Athena cannons. I bought it through EA. You can buy it through the EA's store. I cannot help you with that. I have a legit copy through EA, so you may have to deal with that. You may also be able to buy it off of Steam as well. You have some artillery fire now coming onto Ore Refinery. And the Ore Refinery does go down. Ultimately a minor loss. This Ore Refinery is starting to go down as well. These ones do so have a bit of credits. Does take out the power plant now. And now this Orc is seeing a bit of fire or ice as well. And looks like green base will be good. It does have good number of javelin troops here. Simply does not have a lot of peacekeepers. Sorry, there's nothing I can do. Does get a bit of damage there onto the crowcopters. Getting some good damage on the crowcopters. Does force them back, but still this large number of peacekeepers still pose a massive threat. Though these peacekeepers are irreplaceable at the moment. Simply, he does not have a boot camp to get them replaced, though I suppose he can deploy out some command hubs and sell them off for peacekeepers. Javelin troops are pushing their way forward. Does get some good damage down to the crowcopters, but just simply so many. There's also the garrison here. And it's freezing through all of them. And this looks like the end of the game. And that is the end of the replay. This is Antigrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I don't know why I keep on trying to say that. And before I start, one thing I do need to... And let's go ahead and do another caravel, because I got a lot of them. Greetings everyone, Antigrade here for another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Red Allies, we have Prince. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Yellow Empire, we have Yannick. Spawn as the... Wait. There's a player missing. Oh, there he goes. Spawn as the Green Soviets with Galen. And likely as his teammate up here, we have the Empire player, Tenoi Ka Bonsai? I have no idea. And as well as the Magenta allies, we have Dot Boy 1993. And as the Blue allies, we have X on U Red, I think. Green... I think green's a little bit indecisive at the moment, and blue actually spanned up here, so, and magenta's here, so yellow and green is the team, okay? Blue and cyan on the right, red and magenta, a little bit different, similar pattern, just a bit diagonal. Now the civilian structure now garrison. A bit of damage down the peacekeeper. More of these peacekeepers advancing on forward. And Magenta does throw a bunch of walls there and bending down to C. So both of the players in the center didn't want to be in the center. Weird. So both players in the center were trying to forfeit the center of the map. Green was convinced to stay. And you'll find nothing but some wall segments. Conscripts can use some Molotovs to slowly clean that out. Blue's barracks does go down. You got a massive number of peacekeepers pulled out by red. Blue's abandoning his own base now. He's only built one refinery somehow. And now Magenta's advancing forward for turret push, and we do have him eyeing for the central expansion, central naval expansion. Blue ain't doing all too good. He may be... I'm just going to on maybe a little bit of a noob. Does lose the prospector there. And he's just sort of sitting there menacingly. There's a boot camp up there, right where the expansion should go. Is he griefing? Either way, Magenta's or Green's taking us very, very long time to clean up these wall segments there. Does see a bit of bomb run there. Not great bomb splits in the end. Bomb splits are not easy. And Molotovs are not exactly great versus these wall segments. We'll find his flak trooper there. He will stop these wall segments from being destroyed, getting out some flak towers now. Red's now eyeing for some aggression over the left. Yellow does have a decent defense force of Imperial Warriors. Instant Dojo does go down. The Imperial Warriors probably should eye for these garrisons. It's a good trade for having the allied player to clear them out like this. Some of these Peacekeepers are actually quite wounded. Could use the bonsai charge to help clear it out as well. Does lose that Imperial Warrior. And now got some flak troopers who are not really taking on those wall segments. Magenta's now eyeing for a sentry gun. Those are still pretty far from being built. Blue's does have now a refinery here. Do got another prospect deployed on field. He could deploy out, perhaps get this expansion node here. I'm not sure where Blue's MCV is at the moment. There it is. We'll be cleaning out this garrison now. And so a bit of a garrison here as well. Main hub's now being built. Crush hammer tank now deployed out in the field. Sentry gun set up in a position. One of these wall segments may need to be sold off to get better of an angle of fire against those infantry units. Bit of flak troopers here getting some damage onto these Vindicators. And that garrison has been cleared on out, and clearing out Javelin troops there with your Imperial Warriors is a very good trade, and guns down that one as well as the bonsai charge wore off. Another trade there, and it's good for the Empire player to trade like that. Got more of these wall segments gone on up. Try and go for some more sentry guns. Down troops now trying to hit this orc up there. Doesn't up armor in time. Over here, another garrison cleared on out. Does get a bit transformed there well, taking those out. Sentry gun has been built. Looks like Bear does get a nice little roar there, picking off all of these other forces. It does pursue these forces out to sea. We do now have these Mechatangus does clean up that Riptide. Over here, these Riptides now advancing around, getting a bit of damage. The warriors have gotten out the garrisons. The garrison, that one has been destroyed. This one is just simply de-garrisoned. Bit of bomb around there onto the ore refinery. We'll probably take another sortie. And now do have some satellites being dropped in. The level 1 satellites running on it drops the 3 Sputnik satellites. Up north, we do have these dolphins, statistically ripping apart that ore collector. Now over here, do have a burst drone on top of this ore collector, being an annoyance. Dolphins do claim themselves another prospector. And now the dolphins have finally been killed off. Couple refineries here, got a couple airfields here, one for each player. Science Blue does quite a bit of presence up north. I'm not sure what Blue's been doing. He does have tier 2 at the moment. He could go for some Salt Destroyers. Some Hydrofoils wouldn't hurt as well. Vindicators coming for a bomb run. Does take out one of the Flak Tower. Does lose one of the Vindicators in return. That Leech Beam will clear out the garrison, but got some Molotovs helping out as well. Does avoid it. Very nice. And that conscript does get gunned down there. Does get one of the peacekeepers removed. Yellow could start. Oh, Yellow's his teammate. I have to forget that the pattern's a little bit weird. Let's point out Prospect here, trying to eye for this expansion. Over here, do have the Apollos engaging Yellow. Magenta and Red have pretty good grasp of the bottom of the map. Still trying to clear out that garrison. Trying to design for more Mechangoose. Does have tier 2. MCV here deploying up nothing at the moment. And now they have these Jack Tengus flying about. These Apollos may intercept. Let's get a transform there. There's a good number of Apollos there, but a good number. A couple of them do go down. Thought more will go down. So they're going to need a bit of repairs. Ooh, a sudden transport. Maybe load up some tank busters. Of course, there's a lot of peacekeepers in this area. Oh no, that's a Yuriko Omega. Will grab some of these aircraft. Does try to crowd shot in from Yuriko Omega. Yuriko needs to get towards this area. Does get really frozen down, however. If Yuriko was not frozen down, she could advance to the wall sector there. Does the second scream in order to kill them all off. Side's not raining on in. We'll get a number of the infantry units. Almost all the infantry units, just barring one peacekeeper, the survivor. You not to bear the burden of watching all of his comrades die due to falling satellites. Dolphin does see a bit of Riptide fire there, and here as well. That Dolphin does go down. This wounded Dolphin's not making his way up north. There is expansion being flowed out there, but the Orca should be able to defend itself. You now have the Assault Destroyer make his way onto land. There's a Natasha there, claims herself a potential free Assault Destroyer. These Bullfrogs get EMP'd. Conscript will claim himself an Assault Destroyer. Without a Terror Drone on the inside, he could potentially use the Black Hole Armor to absorb shots. And the War Factory does go down. Natasha can start sniping some of these Assault Destroyers. Not Assault Destroyers, aircraft carriers. Some of these Bullfrogs now getting hit by the aircraft carriers now. Down south, we do have these jet tankers flying about. Does transform. They wouldn't be able to annihilate all these Imperial warriors. We got a crowd. Oh wait, how's that frozen? There must have been some crowd copters nearby. How on earth did that thing get frozen? I must have missed something huge, because that should not have been frozen like that. Natasha may need to pilot snipe on these. Does, and does go down. Conscript, oh, does take it out there. The Conscript can grab himself a Riptide. Might as well. Definitely a big upgrade from the Conscript. And Green backs to the game now. Green actually had a Crusher Crane. I think he rage quit. Oh, Green also had an MCV over here as well. So yeah, I think Green just rage quit. Galvan troops just get inside the MCV. Yellow has a lot of infrastructure to take count of. Yellow should have some good, decent economy. Yellow actually does have a war factory. Don't know about an MCV at the moment. And this one, yep, is the one that's tier 3. So more Yuriko Omegas as well as rocket ships can be called in there. Shinobi if he so chooses. Let's get some EMP missiles there. Conscript does get focused down. Yellow's losing a lot of infrastructure. That yellow MCV may maybe deploy it out somewhere. Deploying out, no, maybe for the Crusher Crate. Yellow's not getting overran. Sorry, I had to check on something. And looks like Yellow backs out the game as well, unable to handle being attacked from multiple angles at once. Yellow, Magenta have a nice space down here. Blue and Cyan has expanded quite significantly. I overall don't have big faith in Blue based on prior actions. Cyan, I've not seen all too much by him. He does have tier 3, has some Rocket Angels, King Oni, Wave Force Artillery, and a Yuriko Omega. They do have some Soul Destroyers now pulled on the field with some Hydrofoils to escort. Does shrink down the Hydrofoil there. Just 2 shrunk Hydrofoils that can get some chip damage. Oh, here. Bull rushes a garrison. That may not be a good idea to waste your bull rushes on that. Prospectors make sense, but a garrison? No, their main guns, their laser eyes should be able to destroy that garrison in no time. Getting some good damage there. The ore refinery does go down. Got some tsunami tanks here for escort as well. And it looks like these aircraft carriers are getting frozen down. Got some hydrofoils now deployed on the field.
Let's go! And that's the end of our tour.
Hydrofoils getting some chip damage on in. There goes that aircraft carrier. More hydrofoils being put on the field. Red's starting to back off here. Science has a massive ground force here. Or high-tech ground force, I should say. Vegeta does now have a chronosphere. His infantry will get crushed. Magenta Sun MCV starting going down. There's something out there. Could be a Proton Collider. Whatever it was, does get cancelled. Big shrink there by Red. And now got the Striker VXs now engaging. Science now backing on off. Red does have a War Factory. Magenta have a does have a naval yard to replace the MCV. He may want to get that replaced. So there's going to be a massive wave of naval forces here. So let's shrink down large number of hydrofoils, but these Cryocopters will start going down. Cryo Blast on before view. Get a good number of them frozen. He needs us a couple of Assault Destroyers to really hit the sea. Got some Sentry Bombers here. Sentry Bombers could get a great carpet bomb here. Magenta's or Blue's ground forces are cleaned up. Magenta's base is still under siege. Carpet bombs now raining on in. Let's get a number of the Riptides there. I think he oversaturated and hitting one too many target too much. Try to split his Sentry Bombers against multiple targets there. Magenta's now redeployed on MCV. And a moment too soon. Science ground force does get forced them back there. Magenta's MCV is starting to get hit a little bit as well. And all of these Riptides are now frozen down. With some decent bomb slits, they can quickly all go down. Or just bombs with one, just throw the rest there, so it's nice, even, all both reload at the same time, roughly. We got a good number of Sentry Bombers on the field. 3 Sentry Bombers. Magenta's Chronospheres here, which can instant kill this ground force. Oh, Magenta still has a sizable navy here. So Magenta allowed his teammate to defend his navy, or his naval yard, while he's put the aggression on by the sea. Science now expanding down the center of the map. Does have an MCV right there as well. More of these sorties are coming on in. Blues are seeing quite a bit of damage. As a airfield and boot camp there. Construction yards all the way down here. Max clearance. Jet tank is being shot out of the air. More bomb runs over here. Here is the now attacked mainframe core, in which Sign, we know he has an MCV down here, but he's going to lose a lot of infrastructure. Does lose the Mecha Bay. He needs to get this Mecha Bay built out as soon as can. He probably won't be able to get the T3 rebuilt. Some Wave Force against aircraft carriers probably not going to be very useful versus aircraft carriers Wave Force artillery. Massive bomber run there with the Sentry Bombers. It's generally a good idea, in my opinion, to make sure your Sentry Bombers are an aggressive stance. So, because it's not uncommon where they somehow start loading around with a couple of bombs remaining. But an aggressive stance means they will aggressively drop their load against anything else, so you don't have to micro to L as much to send them back home. Warcraft does go down. Got a very heroic Navy here. More ore refineries, and now we'll get quickly frozen down. Cryo again not being pulled on out. MCV is going to be quite chilly after that. Yep, it is chilled. Pretty close to being frozen. Mecha Bay is about to get shattered. And Science basically going to be dead in the water. He can't lose either the Mecha Bay or the MCV, and now they're both frozen. Yep, and that is the last of Science's actual important structures. Takes out those Apollos there, simply not enough Apollos by his teammate, nor being sent in proper timing. Needs to make sure you send one over here to keep that MCV frozen. That's an Apollo. There's the Vindicators. Aircraft carriers getting some bomb runs there. Takes out that one. Good bomb splits, but Science dead in the water now. Blue has some infrastructure down here, including some Athena cannons. These trees are not Mirage tanks. However, these are Mirage tanks. And looks like the last two players do back of the game now. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see, that was that one there. And let's do Snowplow. There. Huh. Let's not do that replay. Burnt Out Paradise? No, that's a 2v2v2. Done a lot of those. Let's do Pool Party. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Road 3 replay. Spawn on top right side as the Yellow Soviets, we have Demon. Spawn on bottom right side as the Blue Allies, we have Never Cheese. Spawn on bottom left side as the Cyan Empire, we have Zug Spides. And spawn as the top left Orange Allies, we have Mokahahi. Probably butchered that even very badly. We do have a reactor here. Barracks there. We got a doggo there. Let's see who will win this engagement. Dog's advancing out to C. It's a Sea Dog. He's Navy. You have this dog advancing out to C as well. Dog can pursue the bear. There's a lot of dogs pursuing the bear. You need to make sure these dogs advance in one at a time. The bear does get a good roar there. Dog's advancing forward. Does get the kill there. Misses the bark. So now the bear can go in forward and get a mutual trade. We're maybe trying to get it off cooldown. Got a handful of conscripts here. Some doggos here. Does capture up that oil derrick. Doggo advancing out of C. The bear advances out to C with the dog in pursuit. Remember, dog, the best way to stop a sea bear attack is to draw a circle. I'm not going to... Oh! That was not a mutual trade. That should have been a mutual trade. And I'm not going to stop using that joke. You can never go wrong with SpongeBob jokes. Sort of like the, making the ATF proud by shooting the dogs. Oh, another non-mutual trade. Yellow has been very unlucky, hasn't he? You now have a command hub being deployed out here, eyeing for the expansion. Has sold off his barracks now. Got a terror drone. They're a little bit more nastier. Dogs can't bite them. They're not cats. They don't play with bugs. Do dogs play with bugs? I know cats are a bit sadistic around them. Not sure about dogs. Is going to go ahead and snare that Riptide there. Very, very nice. Though this Peacekeeper Mabel clear him out. And those going back all into more sea. Dojo Core see a bit of a bombing run there. And Terror Drone does kill off that doggo. Good bomb run there onto the Dojo Core. Warpuck is not being snared since he can't get the kill to infect. He can go ahead and snare like that, but the wall summons will save it. And it's been retasked there. Dojo Core being repaired by the Mecha Bay. This Orc, however, has been infected. His teammates immediately force firing, killing it. Very nice. And I got the sickle here. Prospector bugged out and not. I think I know why the Prospector bugged out, because this Prospector is not fully deployed there. And this one has not been properly tasked. Got this one not being harassed. Does sell and get on out of there. And now the multi-gun turret will be taking out that sickle now. This has been retasked. And listen, the tank busters do kill off that conscript. Do avoid the Molotovs. And now got some Stingrays advancing onto a land. Let's kill out the tank busters there now. They do get a bit of damage on the Stingrays. Stingrays are pretty good for infantry. They're more multi-purpose than the quote-unquote multi-gunner or multi-gunner IFVs, which have the word IFV in their name, which means infantry fighting vehicle. Stingray's now advancing on forward. And with the conscripts here to support as well, they're able to clear all the garrisons along the way. Blue does have a nice little siege camp here. Good number of peacekeepers on multi-gun turret. Indicator does go down. So that sickle does go down as well. Stingrays are now advancing forward as well. And he will clear out the garrison. Got a couple reactors down in his teammates' base. We got a forward airfield pulled out by Blue, 2 Vindicators, 2 Apollos. And Yellow does claim that garrison now. Imperial War is advancing up north. We do got a handful of Riptides in this area. You have a bit of damage onto this reactor. And now this thing charging its way forward, crushing some of these peacekeepers. Let's get a bit of damage on the Tsunami tank now. Takes it out with a multi-gunner turret. There's now 2 multi-gunner turrets here. You have these Apollos seeing quite a bit of damage from the multi-gun turret there. One of the Vindicators do get destroyed, and the multi-gun turret does get sold off at the last moment. Science pushing down some Imperial Warriors into this MCV, trying to hit some of these grounded aircraft. Does take out the Apollo there. Now able to gun down some of these Vindicators. Does go and get out into the air to avoid any additional fire. Orange now advancing forward with his peacekeepers there. Some of them will get frozen. Good number of them actually got frozen there. Poorly timed Imperial Warriors, peacekeepers there. They do get shattered by the fully automatic shotgun of the multi-gun turret. That Tsunami tank does go down. Another multi-gun turret here. It does go down. Blue's barracks starting to be destroyed. There's some more backline multi-gun turrets here. Does take out the Vindicator there. Tsunami tanks push away forward. There are 3 Tsunami tanks here. One of them does go ahead and activate Nano Deflector. Does crush the Javelin Troop there. Does get killed off by a Peacekeeper. Yellow's now advancing forward some Bullfrogs by some anti-aircraft escort. And now Stingrays advancing down south, trying to find some fire support. Gallant Troopers now advancing forward with the laser locks there. Bear charges forward, does get a great tour there, and now here comes the satellites to finish off the infantry. Maybe takes out some of those tsunami tanks. Stingrays now advancing onto land and taking out the rest of these forces. Stingrays being very effective. Stingrays are a relatively rare unit, and they're not a bad unit. They're very, very good against infantry, as well as good against other vehicles and targets. And on water, they're actually decently mobile. Sure, their land mobility is not great, but still, can't be perfect at everything. I got a large number of wall segments being deployed on the field. Prospector does go down to these tsunami tanks. The Allied MCV receiving a bit of damage there as well, getting repaired up by the airfield. May want to run around the airfield and perhaps get to his multi-gun turret there. Some of these one Vindicator does go down. He may have one bomb, does drop up a single bomb there. Unless this airfield does get repaired up by by Allied engineer. Vindicator does stay alive, barely. And the power plant's starting to go down for blue. Hill's trying to advance up north, has a good number of Stingrays, Bears, and Bullfrogs. And now trying to capture that oil derrick. Science still pushing, getting some more damage on this infrastructure. Multi-gun turret can now hit the Imperial Warriors. And his teammates now pulling out some infrastructure now. Sells off the refinery. Yellow's now advancing down south. Those tsunami tanks are now advancing to Blue's main. The Allied MCV is somewhere. I'm pretty sure he didn't lose it. Multi-gun turret there. There it is. Tsunami tanks are firing. Take out that oil derrick. Does blow one of themselves up with that oil derrick. Up north, you have multi-gun turrets getting frozen there. And Mass 9 deflect their way to get some extra mobility and health regen. Riptide does go down. The Crusher Crane will keep the Ore Collector nice and healthy. Got these jet mecha tankers moving around. Got these tsunami tanks could advance on forward as well. And up here, we've got another bomb run onto that ore refinery. Got a flak tower firing away. As well as some more flak towers being deployed on out. Got some extra walls here. Goes off that multi-gun turret now. Oh, we got an Imperial Shinobi deployed by Cyan. And he may be behind steal some credits. I'm not sure how many credits he just stole. So player is down to 600 credits, so he may actually have a bit of a float. It's nice seeing some weird plays like that. Not sure where that instant dojo... That's the one that's probably upgraded. Yes, it is. So we got our very rare credits steal. It may not be able to happen again, but it's still pretty unprotected. Got the Apollo and Vindigators moving around. I wonder if that was another Shinobi there. Don't see any corpses, so I'm not sure what it was. And maybe another Shinobi point out there that's moving pretty slowly. Got some Twin Blades getting some good hits on these Riptides. Jet Tankers getting some good damage there onto those Twin Blades. No, I think that's going to be a tier 3 instant dojo. Does transform on top of the ore refinery. Stingray is now trying to hit these Riptides. Very nice. If you got the Legend of Discharge there, of course the point defense drones will absorb the shot for him. Does lose the Warcraft there with the Honorable Discharge. Now got fully heroic and elite Stingray. Orange has decent force here. Orange still has his various infrastructure, though that MCV needs repairs. Luckily, the engineer can be lost in the process to get it repaired up. Let's get a good kill there. We've got now a fully automatic shotgun here for defense. And these Apollos do get a couple kills there. You got a Tesla Troop here, as was a V4. The V4 received quite a bit of damage. And does get saved there. Got the Elite Stingray in this region as well. The Stingray does get this weapon jam. Dog does take out a couple of bears. Got a good number of Black Troopers here. The Stingray there does go down. That may be the heroic one. V4 rolls and miss. They want to get a hit there on the Hydrofoil. And the Vindicator does not take out the V4. V4 does not go down as well. Hydrofoil goes down. Sentry Gun's actually frozen there. And will now start firing away against that Holy Gun turret there. Does get finished off by it. And Blue does get some great crush there, hitting out all of Orange's Peacekeepers, who had the combat shield up and going. Another hits there on the V4. V4 does go down. Vindicator's push way forward. Does a couple of them go down as well. They got a lot of sentry guns there. Maybe we're gonna get a deployed dispenser so you get a nice steady supply of metal. And great crowd getting there, getting obliterated by some Vindicators. Good damage there onto the Allied MCV. And now there goes the V4 to being charged forces of shrunken to reduce the max range. Do not have a Natasha deployed on the field. His teammate deployed out a Assault Destroyer to aid him. And now I do have, looks like satellites being rained on in.
Alright, before we're finished.
It looks like a level 3 satellite. Takes out some of the infantry, getting damage to the power plant. We've now got Yuriko Omega there, being escorted by some Striker VX's Tsunami tanks. Got some Assault Destroyers there, takes out the Jet Tengu. Here comes the Twin Blades. They do take out Yuriko. And there goes those Terror drones. The Assault Destroyer is not in the repair radius of the airbase, and so it's not getting repairs. Simply repairs now, and no longer now. And both these Tsunami tanks have been infected there, now trying to fall back. Assault Destroyer needs to get closer to the airfield to get some repairs. And now some of these Chopper VX getting pursued. This one is infected there, trying to just suicide himself in. And does get himself suicided. Takes out that Multi-Gunner turret there. EMP missile now fired. Ooh, there goes those Peacekeepers to the V4s. Though a good number of these forces are currently out of commission. Does pilot snipe one of the aircraft carriers. Do now some more V4s raining on in. Firecopter evades forward. Does focus fire the neutral aircraft carrier. Takes it out, and these are actually hit the unneutral aircraft carrier. Now got a massive volley there. Takes out the Vindicator. And she may pilot snipe that one as well. Takes out the Engineer. Now the Tashas will get frozen down and gets killed off by the aircraft carrier with a shatter. And, oh, I didn't realize the other player backed out of the game as well. Both of them had backed out of the game. This is Android saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Let's see now. There goes that one. And why don't we do this one here? I'm not familiar with this map. Music's different. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires, not Age of Empires, Rota 3 replay. Spawn on south side as the blue allies, we have Prince. I do believe it's also 2v2v2, so I have no idea where his teammate is. Spawn on left side as the Red Empire, we have Armoric Warrior. Spawn on the left side as the Yellow Empire. We have Max Capitalism. Spawn on the north side as the Magenta Soviets. We have Mesicon. Spawn as the right Cyan allies. We have Tenoch Ka Bonzi, probably butchering that. And spawn the Orange Empire. We have Lost 007. And let's see who is who of who. Looks like blue and magenta allies, which is not good. And that was assuming red and yellow and orange and cyan. And now we've got the jazz really playing. I don't know since the last heard this music. Wow, look how big that dog is. He's ginormous compared to those chairs. To be fair, the piece is bigger than the cars as well. We now have an instant dojo now advancing down south. We do have a civilian structure garrison here. They could go for the garage. The garage could be very handy. Magenta's pulling out a lot of infrastructure in his teammate's base. He may be ready to abandon his primary base. Magenta has got his refineries up, and now he is trying to hide for this for mine, I'm thinking. Bear does get stunned there, but I think his buddy Bear saved him from the Cyan dogs, I'm assuming. First round. Oh, being so annoying. Did that first round sort of just teleport? That was get shot up there. Let's see, we may see a bit of engagement here between Cyan and Magenta. Yellow has cleaned up its garage, very important. There's actually 4 garages on this map, interesting. There's a dry dock here, hospital here. Blue's not eyeing for this expansion way over here. Another dry dock here, so there's 4 garages, 4 dry docks. As you can tell, there's only 2 hospitals. Centric going on up. All sides are pretty passive. Blue and Magenta probably need to be aggressive in order to maintain their defense based on their positioning. Blue is playing up with its garage as well. So Blue and Magenta do have a garage, times 2. Does get a cash bounty there. Bears looks like overall 1. The Imperial Wars may have been focused firing, which is actually would be bad in a bonsai charge. And they're all mutually died in combat. Tesla Trooper will get gunned down. And mutual trade there with the Bear as well. The Tesla Trooper's fine. This command hub is getting hit significantly. We do have red making his advance. Blue is going to get hit by multiple angles right now. Let's get some good bomb splits there. Doesn't take out this Imperial Warrior just yet. Trying to hit that Empire Engineer. He is trying to perhaps play with this oil derrick. Gets on the garrison there, very nice. And does bomb that Imperial Engineer. Magenta's little aggression here is getting hit. Or walled in, I guess. You know how the Mecha Bay trying to pull out some reinforcements there. This Mecha Tank still gets some damage on in, but now we do have the Tesla Trooper there. Does get the EM field. This one is EM locked down. He could perhaps steal its weapon. Ooh, but the Honorable Discharge takes out the Tesla Trooper, denying that lockdown. You now have this ore collector receiving a bit of fire there. Sickle does jump on in the line right there, so yellow's getting hit significantly. Does have a decent force of tank busts here. Magenta is getting harassed by multiple Mega Tengus. This one is still collecting. Ore collector now firing away, does take out the bears. The Mega Bay is seeing the damage there. I'm retesting that ore collector back in the line. And this is trying to go for some test core there. His teammate deploys on multi-gun turret. And the garage on for both sides can be very useful to prevent harassment and to deal more harassment. Soviet engineer was not successful in capturing up that Mecha Bay. Does force a sell off though. Sickle does go down. We got some tank busters here. There could see a bit of a bond, or not tank busters there. There's just peacekeepers in there. Tank busters are in here. So the peacekeepers could clear it out. Does lose the javelin troop. Clears out the garrison there and even kills off the guys all inside since the extra bomb finishes them all. Does take out that ore collector as well as the Mega Tengu. This one is receiving some death layer strike, and boy, that's soft focus. You now have these peacekeepers advancing into this garrison, trying to clear out these tank busters. Very good trade for the allied player. You know, the Empire MCV is starting to receive quite a bit of damage. You can't deploy a Mecha Bay to escape on out of there. So, Yellow may be knocked out game very shortly. There's no way for him to recover. His teammate is Empire. If he backs out the game, he does back the game. That gives his teammate a nanotech mainframe core from utilize immediately. So Red has a technology, has more technology now. Orange is massive force. Science has been mass expanding and not been aggressive to his opponents. Multi-gun turrets are receiving a bit of damage there. Got some wall signals going on up. Fire shot deployed out right there. And takes pushing forward. That is a lot of bears. And wait, that is a captured Instant Dojo. Interesting. So Magenta's captured himself in Instant Dojo. Got some big roars right there. Taking out these tank busters, these bears. Very nice. What can you do for Instant Dojo? You can deploy out Shinobi to tech up with. As well as tank busters, Imperial Warriors. Imperial Warriors can be very handy because they're better than conscripts. Anything's better than conscripts. So you can pull out some tank busters that are very good for vehicles. Much better than flak troopers. So there's some assets you can deploy out there. As well as potentially Shinobi, which will probably not going to be useful. You know how these Mega Tengus now going down to the ground, which does still some decent damage there. Mega Bay core does go down. There's some oil derricks here. He's taking time to capture up to these various infrastructure. Very nice. You can capture this oil derrick and this oil derrick, or that's observation post. Power generator way up there. Warcock, they're seeing a bit of harassment there, but thanks to the garage, they get some good repairs. I don't believe garage repairs stack. If they do, that can be incredibly powerful. The garrison has now been cleaned out by the Imperial Warriors, the Soviet Imperial Warriors. Blue's now making his advance. They could actually push over to red and solidify the left side of the map for them to expand to. Orange has been mass producing units. Orange has not really been expanding out, nor has he claimed the oil derrick. We got these multi-gunner turrets, multi-gunner IVs, getting some good damage there. He has another Javelin troops to escort them. Pyrocopter does go down. He has a very large air force here, that's for sure. But right now, he could probably stand to get out some Wave Force artillery potentially. Doesn't have the nanotech mainframe core. Alright, comes quickly forward, trying to freeze down some of these. I think Guardian takes there. Doesn't take his teammates take time to shatter them. Does shatter 2 of them. Does shatter all 3 of them. He does shatter those javelin troops. He's trying to make his way on the ground a bit. He needs to support his teammates' javelin troops. But those garages gain some good repairs onto these multi-gunner turrets, multi-gunner IFVs. And hopefully the extra garages are improving the repair speed. But the garage push 1 garage repair speed is still very, very good. You know how these Apollos can good damage on those Jet Tengus. The Jet Tengus now trying to engage with a number of javelin troops and multi-gunner IFVs here. This Transform takes out that prospect immediately, but now the Guardian tanks will be able to get some great damage. And they will have trouble running away since they just recently transformed, as well as the multi-gunner IFVs in this region. We'll be able to take out the refinery, but he's going to lose a lot more in return. Let's take out those Apollos there. Let's get some good damage on the ore refinery. And now we do have these hammer takes push away 4. We do also have a good number of bears. Prospector may go down here. And there's a terror drone inside one of those bullfrogs. Red's now making his advance, finally. We do have some various anti-aircraft forces in here. We'll let some single javelin ships inside these garrisons. Could get some more for some more anti-aircraft. Could actually take down capture the hospital. That could be useful. Sign does have a significant nave here. Magenta is really expanding out from the left flank. Does have a good amount of infrastructure here. So this is tolerable to be lost, so not great. Cryo shot being pulled out there. That may have been from Sleeper Ambush. Let's get some individual bombs there now. They still take 1 bomb each, so they didn't really need to freeze them down but kill them off. So that was actually a bit of a waste. Sign. Oh, looks like his teammate does back the game. So Sign is now controlling both players' assets as mixed Allied and Empire. I forget what was the original faction. I think the Empire was orange, right? Oh well, either way, a mixed tech there. So he had a, yeah, I think the Empire was the Cyan player since there's a Sleeper Ambush that was up there. Let's get some good leeches there. Getting some dual-wielding hammer tanks. Now's probably a good time to have him charge forward, but he's going to get a lot of free guns here. Let's get himself self-destroyer cannons as well. Now's the time to really turn off the leech beam and start gunning down that assault destroyer. And there we go. Look how quickly they can rip apart being dual-wielding. Does go and get one of the hammer tanks crushed, make that 2. The last one's 3 of them are dual wielding. The last one is heroic without an extra gun, so it could be a bit picky on his weapon. Got a good number of Jet Tengus flying about. Blue's got a significant force here from hitting Red's main base, which doesn't have a whole lot at the moment. This Mecha Bay may be fully upgraded. I can't really tell at the moment. Oh, it's going to be very dead very soon. We now have this aircraft carrier seeing a bit of fire. EMP missile, point blank, connects. His teammate could transform on top of that Stingray, but decides not to. not necessarily his teammate, it's him. Yeah. I'm still not used to the fact that he has both techs right now. He also has a lot of good tech for both factions. A large number of Stingrays now advancing forward. Let's get a big discharge there. Cash Bounty does connect. He does lose most of the Stingrays. More Stingrays streaming on in. Stingray does go down. Gotten all these hammers pushing forward. 3 of them, of course, are dual wielding. He could grab himself a prism cannon there. Barrage provides a good health regen. All these hammer tanks are fully heroic. He may lose one to the Salt Destroyer. Salt Destroyer does take one out. Still has one that's not upgunned at the moment. All those Apollos do get shot down. Makes do great splash damage. That's the benefit over Apollos. And those Apollos were very stacked up. He does have to make for anti-aircraft escort as well. Picks up the Crowdcopter there. Red is now forced back here. Does have another refining core. Does have some C-Wings. Red's Mech Tengu is now advancing forward. There's a lot of Twin Blades here. So he's going to be hit by the air. And Blue has a good number of Crowdcopters freezing down a lot of its assets. Oh. I'm not sure what that's about. Sometimes you gotta love these bugs. Desert Airstrike does go ahead and come on in, but does not really help out all too much, honestly. More Guardian tanks now advancing out of here. This will clean up the rest of Science space here. Sign does have some infrastructure here, including the Allied MCV. I still don't know which faction he's gone for, but he has a massive Allied naval force. Some mass Stingrays going to advance on forward. We may see a mass electromagnetic electro discharge. That did a lot of damage. Cryo Blast. Oh, looks like he is allied. EP does connect. He may freeze on this one Stingray. Stingray does get frozen there. And now do have this Crusher Crane getting bombed as well. Takes out this frozen Stingray. The Stingrays should be back online relatively soon. Looks like Cyan does have a dry dock, while Magenta does not. And there is a dry dock here. I do see looks like some sort of markers right there, unless there's a bit of dirt on my screen. It's just dirt on my screen. Zoro Derek will go down. Blue's Air Force is still advancing on forward. And they've got massive magnetic singularity there. Though it does get some of his own guys there. Does have a good number of Hydrofoils that maybe turn on the EMP to the weapon jammer. I'm not sure if there are any more magnetic discharges there. He's focused on the Hydrofoils there. EMP missile will connect, leaving this one aircraft carrier to do a lot of work. Blue's Air Force are advancing on forward. Red still has out at sea, so it looks like Magenta and Blue are in a great position. Cyan does lose that MCV, and this fall could be the end of the game for Cyan. That looks his last remaining building. And there we go, Cyan does get eliminated. Just leaving a 2v1 versus Red, and it's in Blue's and Magenta's ballpark. Now there's no players pulling out a super weapon. They do have a handful of C-Wings as well as Chopper VXs, a couple Jet Tengus. Does get some great damage there. Does take out the multi-gun turret there with a couple remaining ones. Starting to hit the super reactor now. Red's base here is getting hit. Red has a base up here getting hit as well. Desolator Strike does come forward. Getting some basic damage there. Got some C-Wings still here. And now got a crowd getting Does transform to run away. We see a bit of fire there. It does take a bit of time for our Sea Wings to surface. It takes out some of those Apollos there. Chopper VX is now trying to hit this refinery. Very nice. Sleeper ambush being called in as well. Barrage does go down for red. Magenta still has a large number of Stingrays, which can easily crush the space. You may not realize it just yet. Apollo's getting shot up there. Guardian tanks now trying to provide some bombardment from the shore. Power plants are going down, so motor counter IV space and forward as well. And this will take out a number of the Chopper VXs. We got a good number of hammer tanks there. Here comes the Stingrays. That should be able to sweep across the land. His teammate has a handful of sentry bombers. Doesn't need to go for this. He sees all the Stingrays coming for a bit of an attack. Sentry bombers can make their way down south. He's gonna be a bit suicidal, honestly. You know how the Shogun battleship are leaving the harbor, so now these forces can start annihilating. The sentry bombers can go in uncontested either way. There's a couple of Sea Wings here. Let's get some great carpet bombs there. The Sea Wings do get some damage there, but sentry bombs are quite durable. Does get a magnetic singularity there. The Sea Wings do escape on out there, but everything else will not. There goes the MCV, and this will be the last infrastructure now. We have been the short bombardment here, but this should be in the game relatively soon. Mash straight there. Mega Bay will go down as well. And that's not game. Oh, he saw his expansion down here. The game, however, is basically good as done. They have no way to reach in for the most inner structures on the map other than Mass Ore Collector, and the Sky Wings will probably get shot down pretty easily. Athena Cannon is now providing some bombardment to the shore, while the Shogun battleship does a Shogun battleship ramming speed onto a structure blows up the Shogun battleship? Because that's what it looked like to me. Sky Wings now trying to take out these Stingrays. The Apollo's now coming to intercept. Sky Wings more anti-infantry than anti-ground in general. Of course, it can't be contested. They can't be contested. And that is end replay. This end grade saying thank you for watching, and I'll on to the next replay. Oh, I have enough time for more replay tonight. I can't remember which one I did. I'll worry about that later. And let's just do Infinity Isle. Can't have a stream without Infinity Isle. Greetings everyone, and great here for another HPower's 4. Berla 3 replay. Spawn on the top right side as a Cyan Soviets. We have Armamith. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Yellow Allies. We have underscore 3 _______________. We do, of course, have some bears and on the field. We got a power plant here, no boot camp, so it's going to be fast airfield. More wall segments there, airfield right there. Bear now advancing towards the airfield. He's going to show that airfield to boss, right? We have now the Soviet combat engineer advancing forward. Doesn't have any flak troopers on the field. Let's go for flak tower. I'm for some flak troopers now. I guess it's not enough time for the Soviet combat engineer to pull out battle bunker. Flak tower is almost complete. Just need a little bit more credits. But the guy I think is purposely paused at the moment. You now have another ore refinery pull on the field. Both players have the ore refineries. Got the bomber run there onto the bear. Does cancel the flak tower to get a bit of cash refund. Got a good number of flak troopers on the field. He's going to need to get out. Nope, he's not going to go for bullfrags anytime quickly. He does also build any partial wall segments as he knows against fast airfield. Bears are being good distractions for the Vindicators. We got this garrison. I think garrison with a single conscript. Immediately going for another ore refinery. You may want to go for some flak towers up here as well. We've got some wall segments. Dogs will be denied. And now do got the allied engineer being pushed up here. Designed to go for the expansion as well. Not common when it comes to fast airfield, a fast naval yard, but that is not the case. We do have a command post here, however. It's going for a fast fourth expansion as well. He is starting to wall off these areas now, going for an airfield. He may want to go for a handful of Vindicators, not Vindicators, MiGs. Does take out that another bear. Conscripts push away forward some flak troopers. Those walls ready. Oh, does sell off all of those walls, didn't he? Or he canceled off those walls. He has a good number of conscripts. There's a handful of peacekeepers and pair of dogs there. Does throw some Molotovs down here. The Javelin troop does escape on there, receiving minimal damage. And I do have a fully automatic shotgun here. We have a bit of flak fire onto the war bear. And Molotov, you may want to just move the Molotovs onto that garrison. But now you have the Javelin troop going down. Let's take it out. There's a couple of Rapallos on the field. No MiGs just yet. There's the first MiG. And let's go and load that Twin Blade there with a handful of flak troopers and a pair of bears. Now that garrison. Oh, he's actually in range of the airfield. He's getting some damage on the airfield now. Very, very nice. Trying to clear it out now. Conscripts won't be able to throw out any. We go for some roars. Let's go some roars there to stun those flak peacekeepers there. Trying to clean up these. He needs to go pick up some conscripts and throw them on the low ground so get their shields out to clean up these peacekeepers. Makes charging forward. Gets some good damage there. Does not take out that Vindicator. Does clear out the garrison. He should have really picked up some of those conscripts and threw them down here. In fact, he should have done that as well so he can pull out their Molotovs there. Does get some good damage there. Does lose the Twin Blade. Airfield's under siege once again. Up north, I got a pair of Vindicator, or not Vindicators, Dolphins, and a Hydrofoil there. He's going to need something a bit more than a single unit for defense, that Hydrofoil there. Another Peacekeeper advancing forward. And this time he has conscripts and bears. He's pulling a Molotov. Bears do get the roar there, and there's going to be the quick kill. Airfield's under siege. He has rebuilt the airfield. No, he has not. Has he rebuilt the airfield? There goes the airfield. Very, very nice. You can start perhaps trying to poke some holes. Nope, it's going to hit the prospectors with some Twin Blades. Apollo's going to receive some flak fire there. Makes advancing forward, trying to get some kills on the Apollos. Does get some damage onto them, doesn't take any of them out. The MiGs are probably not full health at the moment. Nope, they are at full health. Maybe a Crusher Crane over here. Yes, there is. And now it's trying to take out these prospectors now. One prospector does go down. There's now a Multi-Gunner IFV. Let's get him to volley there. Satellites raiding on in, trying to take out some of these power plants. Takes out a power plant there. Great splash damage there onto those Apollos there. And the Multi-Gunner IV does go down. This Prospector has gone down as well. You could probably hitting the naval expansion. The Soviet player's naval expansion is either destroyed or sold off, not sure which. Now it's really trying to clear out these this garrison once again. Nice thing as well is if you let them mutually trade there, or let them get cleared out, they will at least take out one peacekeeper with them, as opposed to just trying to band out the garrison that will be chased, run down, and shotgun to death. We have some hammer tanks here, as well as some bears and conscript and flak troopers. Let's see, does have tier 2. This may be guardian tank. We have a multi-gunner turret ready to go. He still has this one multi-gunner guardian tank, multi-gunner turret there with a shotgun. Hydrofoil gets some good damage there, unable to finish off the hydrofoil. And now Soviet players eyeing to re-expand over here. These twin blades need to focus on the hydrofoil, then can focus on the dolphins. Does get a bit of damage there on the dolphins. Now we're going to be focused on the hydrofoil. Will receive a bit of damage there. Does reverse move. And receive a little bit extra damage because of that, I believe. Now do you have the ore refinery going on up? The dolphins do take out that aerodrome there, and I did also see the dolphins reverse moving for a brief moment. Scion player has a massive ground force here. There's of course a handful of guarding tanks. The fully automatic shotgun turret still poses a big threat. There's also a big possibility of cryo shot, maybe even cryo blast this moment in time. Let's see. Let's just take a look. Actually, no, he doesn't have it yet. He has gone for high technology upgrade. So he does not have cryo blast
right here.
at the moment.
Tank awaiting deployment.
Sadistic Dolphins gain some damage there. Hydrofoil is still alive. One of the Dolphins is remaining. The perhaps could get that quickly gunned down to save the ore refinery. Does jump. It does get gunned down there and decides to fall back the twin blades to the crusher crane. Now got these forces advancing forward. He was pretty close to that protocol to get out the next protocol point, right? Nope, he doesn't. He is relatively close, but not close enough. Guardian tanks could push on forward. There's a good number of forces here. The longer the game goes on, he will have access to cryo shot, which is very important. Garrison not being cleaned out. One of the peacekeepers have been killed off. You got a terror drone over here, and we'll go ahead and go down. Decides to put it right next to the multi-gun turret there, so it can be quickly picked off there. Very nice. Makes you fall back there. Do now have satellites running on in. We'll land on top of that peacekeeper, killing them off instantaneously. Conscript does get thrown out there. We'll spot a lot before going down. He at least had a nice view before he died. This conscript's advancing forward. Got decent force here. Let's see. We do have max clearance here. This is likely an Athena cannon, I'm assuming. I don't believe it's going to be Mirage tanks. I think it's going to be Athena cannon or 3 first. Trying to go for a oil derrick there. Does get a volley there, but now these forces will be pursued. There's a good number of MiGs, however, here. Does get a bit damaged there. MiGs could turn around and start engaging. Massive AoE damage there. This is what MiGs do well versus Apollos. Does take out one of the Apollos there. Very, very nice. We have Athena cannon not deployed on the field. Guardian tanks now advancing on forward. We do have good number of hammer tanks. We do not have the orbital drop just yet, nor the Ash Bounty, and we do have Cryo Blast or Cryo Shot now deployed on the field. He's going to try to destroy this observation post, get this out of the way. There is now Mirage tank mixed on in as well. Advancing forward. Bad spot for a Cryo Shot. The Soviet player will get a couple of conscripts frozen. That's not too important. Now he can engage without having to worry about that ability. A couple of Javelin troops here. Not a whole lot though, so there does throw out some distraction shots there, so his Twin Blades can advance forward. No, I guess not. Guardian's push way forward. V4 rocket rolls and miss there. That's a Kirov. Kirov has been deployed. Guardian takes charging forward. The Peacekeepers are just getting annihilated. That was a big misplay there. You just threw away all of his Peacekeepers. Guardian takes getting some, or Ham takes getting some good siphons there. We'll grab himself a free Athena cannon. The Athena cannon's right there. He's getting that one off the Leech Beam there, and it's did get focused down by the Mirage tanks. Mirage tanks push way forward. Kirov now providing some fire support. D4 gets directed down the Guardian tank there. Got some cluster bombs there as well. D4 gets another precision shot there, taking out another Guardian tank. Kirov still has plenty of health. Hammer tanks, we've got some dual wielding hammer tanks here with Guardian cannons. One of them's fully heroic, got the Mirage tanks advanced forward. Just in one dual wielding Guardian tank remains. The Kirov could try engaging those Mirage tanks. Got good enough Bullfrogs keep back those Cryocopters. Does shrink down his own Mirage tanks, get them escape out of there. Kirov advance forward, trying to deal with the oil derrick. He's not set to aggressive, I believe. Nope, he is set to aggressive. He's actually going to the power plant. Power plant has gone down. He should be able, he may be able to deal with the airfield, probably the power plant. And does get some good bombs hit there. I'm not sure about the carcass. And the satellites will finish off the airfield. His prospect has gone down to, I think, the Twin Blades and some MiGs there. The Allied players lost quite a bit. The Soviet player also lost quite a bit. Does have a good number of hammer tanks right now. One hammer tank survived. It is an elite hammer tank with 2 cannons. And I think that conscript went down. Got shot out of the air. They're now the Ore Derrick under siege by these Twin Blades. Tesla coil or a flak tower going on up. So there's a V4. That V4 was also survived from the previous engagement. It is a veteran. Probably pretty close to elite. It did get 2 direct hits on Guardian tanks. Another flak tower. Do have this naval expansion down here, and this one has been re-expanded over here as well. This one's been restarted. Science now pushing forward with another massive force. We got a so high-tech force for the Allies. I'm not sure what there's the Mirage tanks there. Those suspicious looking trees. Ooh, hammer tanks is even a nice volley there. Kirov could try to advance to hit those Athena cannons. Over here, looks like the Dreadnought immediately got frozen down. All of the Hydrofoil, so it may have been a Cryogeddon there if the Hydrofoil was frozen. Let's go off one of the Cryocopter there. It does take out Hydrofoil as well, and Mance falls back. D4 finds a direct hit there on the Athena cannon. Another Athena cannon fires a volley. I'm not sure what. That will roll a miss. Both of them will. Ooh, that one gets a good damage there, but we'll escape on out of there. Suspicious trees. It looks like the Soviet plane's IF's observation post is quite damaged. I'm pretty sure capturing it while neutral will not reheal it, though it wouldn't surprise me if it does. It does not. V4 is firing away. There are cluster munitions. V4 is now firing a barrage. MiG's going to fly over, get annihilated by these multi-gunner IFVs. Oh yeah, that was not good. V4s do take out that multi-gunner turret. Does get destroyed by the Mirage tanks, however. Two of them currently veteran. His V4 does have cluster munitions loaded on up. He's throwing away a large number of his forces there. And also the MiGs, he lost a large number of V4s there. Got a pair of cool subs here though. They can take some pot shots with their ultra torpedoes. Another Dreadnought gets frozen, but got a flak tower here. More flak has been put on the field, but the Dolphins will take out the Dreadnought. Does take out the Terror drone. And I also got some more satellites raining on in. Another Kirov. Oh, that's the same Kirov as before. Yellow doesn't have much force on the field. I'm not sure. There's the Mirage tanks. Cyan does have a decent force on the field still. Good number of Crowcopters on the field. Cool subs maybe will take out these Hydrofoils. Let's get a good volley there. Another Crowgeddon will be able to raise on these flak towers. Those are the Hydrofoils. One does remain severely wounded. And one flak tower does get frozen there. The other one does get frozen now. There's no MiGs left on the field. Riptide does go down. He does save the flak towers. The Dreadnought's still very, very chilled. MiGs does sell off those flak towers. Very nice. Twinblades advance forward, trying to get a quick kill on the Prospector. Does get a quick kill on the Prospector. Does not get a quick kill on the ore refinery. And the Kirov makes his advance. Now elite. Now fully heroic. He may be eyeing for the MCV next. You could try to use sacrificial launch or the afterburners, the gastro burners, in order to quickly engage the MCV. But it looks like he is eyeing for the power plant. And does go down there. Does get a good hit there. And looks like the allied player does back out of the game. This is Android saying, thank you for watching, and on the next replay. So as I mentioned beforehand, that's going to be our last replay for tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest. Enjoy.